Hi guys, today I'm going to do a quick comparison of the Mark V Mini versus the Rectoverb 25. Okay, so I own them both and I love them, so just so you know, I'm running them both through identical matching 2061 Marshall hand-wired 212 cabinets, and I'm using AB box. No other effects are being used. So let's get to it. So the first one is the Rectoverb. So I have Rectoverb in 25 watt mode with the clean channel in the settings I like, and here we go. Here's your Mark V, again on the clean channel. This is actually in clean mode on the clean channel in the settings I like. Here we go. Get a little more chimier, a little nicer that way. I'm going to go ahead and, just to be fair, I'm going to put it in fat mode. Here's fat mode in Mark V, A-B comparison. Again, here's Rectoverb 25 in clean mode. Here is, I lied, that was the Mark V in the fat mode. I screwed that up, but that's okay, you get the idea. Here's the Rectoverb 25. So, in all fairness, I love them both, and if I tweak a little bit, I'll eventually get the Mark V to sound exactly like the Rectoverb. I just like the Rectoverb's clean a little better, but they're both identical. In the idea that they both have an amazing tone. You would not be wanting whichever amp you went with. All right, guys, let's talk about the clean channel overdrives now. Okay, so now I'm going to compare the clean channels on both these amps in their pushed modes. Okay, so the Rectoverb is in clean pushed at 10 watts, gain at 10 and presence at 10, and the Mark V is on the clean channel, but on the what do they call it? The crunch setting. Again, presence at something. Presence is at 10, gains at 10, EQ is engaged, right? We're just trying to get the most gain out of this thing. Something to note right away is that this, just side note, I'll talk about it in a second. This channel, this clean channel with crunch mode like this, sounds like this amp actually does in distortion mode. So something to point out. Okay, so let's start with the Rectoverb. Here's the Rectoverb's clean channels pushed as hard as I can. Ready? Mark V. So obviously you can see where this clean channel cannot get anywhere near to this clean channel's gain settings as an idea. Let's talk about the third channels, or the second channels I should say. Okay, so now we're going to do overdrive channels. On the Rectoverb 25, what I have is, I have it in 10 watt mode. I have the gain at 10. I have it in modern mode. I have presence at about 80% of the way. Okay, so basically this is the gain that I set. Now on the Mark V, what I have is Mark IV mode, and I have the presence dialed back a lot, and I have the gain at about 75-80%. And the reason is this: even though at home when I'm practicing, I either play the Mark IV or the extreme mode with the presence and the gain almost dimed out for that heavy saturation sound, when you AB them, they sound a little odd. So I'm going to give you the two ear preferences for this. Okay, ready? So here we go with the the Rectoverb 25. Mark V. Okay, so anyways, you get the idea. Now, I just want to show you the last thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and dime the distortion and the presence on the Mark V mode, just to give you a reference point again. So here is your Rectoverb 25 throttled out. Here we go. And Mark V. Okay, now a couple things. that I want to explain real fast is this. Things I've never seen yet in all the reviews, if you're actually looking at these amps. First thing you need to be aware of is that no matter as this, on the clean channel of the Mark V, when you switch from either clean or fat mode to crunch mode, the volume jumps. It's not a big deal, but you need to be aware of it, right? It's not like you can just flip it and get a channel out of it in a second. You flip this, it jumps your volume, so it's a little awkward change. Now, the other thing to notice that's weird, I thought, is this. When A/Bing these amps, to get the same amount of punch to make them sound comparable, I'm in the gain channel of the Rectoverb in 10 watt mode, but the Mark V I'm in 25 watt mode. What I found is that Mark V in 10 watt mode on the gain channel, it sounds great, but when I was A/Bing them, I didn't realize that it doesn't give you any girth, where the Rectoverb gives you girth throughout the door. Now, that is also an important thing to think about, two things with these two amps. This amp definitely has more punch in the face kind of vibe to it. However, it is useless at quiet volume levels. Now, when I say quiet, I mean quiet, like you're trying to play it at like midnight. It's just not going to happen. This thing, you could totally play at midnight. It's not a big deal. Not that that's, everybody's importance, but I'm just giving you a reference so you understand. I love them both. They're both different. I like them. If I was only buying one, in other words, if I only could have one, I'd probably get the Mark V. Even though for some reason I'm just attached to this one more. But I will say this. The reason the Mark V is because I really do believe that if I tweak it a little bit, I can make it sound like this amp. This amp definitely cannot sound like this amp without help, without an EQ pedal. If you have this amp and you're trying to get the Mark V vibe, definitely buy that Mesa Boogie, either 5-band EQ or the MXR one if you want to save a couple $100 or $150. You put an EQ, but it has to have a gain and a volume control. You put it through the effects of this and it definitely Mark V's this thing up a little bit. So just something to think about. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Know your gear. Real quick, make sure you like the videos and make sure you subscribe. I try to do these videos for fun, just so guys like us that love gear can see a dude who just buys stuff that wants to see their perspective. I love the guys that do these videos. I wish you guys watching these would do these videos. I just think it's fun to share information about what we found with the gear we love. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Know your gear.